Welcome back, SethBling here, and today I want to share with you my fifth one-screen puzzle in Mario Maker. This is my first underwater one-screen puzzle, and so obviously I make use of that. There's a lot of things in this level. You can see at the very beginning of the level, there's a P-switch and a beetle, there's a POW, there's another POW over here, big beetle, a couple munchers, there's these saws and a thwomp and a stone block on a track blocking your way to the exit. There's a conveyor belt down here and another one over here. Some one-way gates. Okay, so this is a pretty fun level. If you want to try out the puzzle for yourself, now is the time, because in a moment I am going to spoil the whole solution for you. So pause the video now if you want to try it for yourself. Alright, if you're still here, that means you want to see how the level's done. So let me show you. This first area of the level is kind of segmented from the rest. There's a one-way passage to get out, but you can't even swim through this without an item. And so we've got two items here. There's a P-switch and a beetle shell. But the problem is, it's kind of hard to get both items out of this first area of the level. And so one thing you might try is to just kick the shell through, but that doesn't work very well because you end up with the shell trapped down by the fireball, and there's really no way to grab it. So you're going to have to start over if you do that. So what we do to get both items out of the first area of the level is we're going to grab the shell, and then we're going to kick it up and over the level. And Mario can't swim up over the top of the level, but he can kick items there, and everything else other than Mario can travel through there. And then I can just grab the P-switch and swim right through the gates. Okay, so I'm going to put the P-switch down. Okay, it didn't fall. I thought it was going to fall into the pit there. I can grab the beetle from this little holding area. Whoops. Like this. Okay, so now we need to activate this POW block on the right-hand side, but we're going to need to make sure the thwomp is not at the top of his area. Otherwise, he'll block the passageway of that shell. You can see it would have hit the bottom of the thwomp. So we need to make sure to lure the thwomp down so that we could get the shell back, so that it wouldn't go running off the right edge of the level. Okay, we'll get the shell back again. Now we need to trigger the block underneath the spring here as the big beetle is going to the left, like that. And that's so that he will get sprung up and over into this little holding area. Now, big shells in this game can break through things like stone blocks, and so we'll actually use this beetle to clear out the end of the level. And so he'll break that stone block, and then the two shells will actually annihilate each other. And then the last thing is, if we wanted to get to the end of the level, there's a conveyor belt. So luckily we held onto this P-switch, and in this game P-switches can halt conveyor belts. So I'll just put the P-switch down, trigger the thwomp, trigger the P-switch, and then walk right over to the end of the level, and that's how it's done. So this was kind of an interesting challenge, trying to design a level, a puzzle level, for an underwater theme, because you have a lot more mobility in underwater themes. I did make use of the mechanic where you can kick things up and over the level as it appears, and that's something that you might not know about and might not know to think about when you start trying to do this level. And since you have to do it at the very beginning, you might think that's a problem. But the cool thing about this level is that it kind of teaches you that mechanic even if you don't know it. And the way in which it does it is, you might say, okay, I don't know how to get both of these items through this area without, getting the shell stuck in here. So I'll just take the shell with me and see what I can do with that. And if you do that, you'll, go for the power switch like we did, and you might get the shell back, and then you'll see, okay, well, obviously I need to trigger this spring. And when you trigger the spring here, you're going to kick the big beetle up and over either this side or this side. There's really no way around it. And so just by playing around with the level, you're going to learn that that things that aren't Mario can go up and over the level. And so once you see that, hopefully something clicks in your head, and it'll say, oh, wait, maybe I can use that same mechanic to get both items out of this first area of the level. So there's kind of like a teaching experience there. And I think that's a cool way to do puzzle levels like this, where you actually have to learn something in order to complete it. Otherwise, it's a pretty linear level. You kind of do one part and then the next and then the next, and there's not really a ton of freedom with what you can do with the items at any given point. But it was pretty fun to design and play around with. Definitely challenged me to design a level like this. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. That's about it. Thanks for watching.